What up, 6th graders? This is the castle perspective drawing. Here we go. Hey guys, with the castle perspective drawing, this is what I want you to do. I want you to be as creative as possible, and I want you to come up with a theme for your castle. In this video, we're going to take you step by step on how to draw a castle, and then I'm going to show you quick blippets of my own castle that I drew for you. And I'm not going to show you the entire video, but I'm just going to show you clippets of stages of how it went. And so again, start thinking of a theme. There's nothing more boring than having just a simple box castle that really has nothing going on. Think of maybe like a story, or maybe something, maybe a theme like princess theme, superhero theme, Lego theme. I mean, the themes are endless of what you could think of. So be creative, be original, have fun. Here we go. With the castle perspective drawing, I want to take you through step by step and really show you how to do it. Straight from a blank piece of paper all the way to what your final castle hopefully will look like. So here we go. With a blank piece of paper, the way you start off is by declaring your horizon line. Your horizon line is the line that goes across your paper, and I really want you to push it towards the top quarter of your paper. The horizon line, by definition, is the line that separates sky to land. Okay, it is literally where you are sitting and watching the sunset, and it's where the sun disappears. With the horizon line, it can be curved and it can be straight. You can do it with a ruler, make it really nice and neat and straight. Or it can be curved. I tell students all the time, it's really up to you. It depends if you want it to give a little bit more of a realistic look or more like a cartoon look. Then on the middle of that line, I want you to place a vanishing point. Once you've declared where your horizon line and your vanishing point is, then what you do is you draw in a rectangle. It's extremely important with this rectangle that your lines are vertical and horizontal. What I mean by vertical, they are parallel with the sides of your page. That's extremely important, because if they're not, your castle is going to look like it's the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and it's not going to look right. So you need to make sure that they're nice and straight. The other thing that you're going to want to make sure is that you draw lightly. Okay? I really want to make sure that you understand the importance of you drawing lightly, because when drawing in perspective and when drafting out your design and composition, there are going to be areas that you're going to want to erase. So make sure you're drawing lightly and just be careful with that. Once you place in your rectangle and lines are nice and straight, then what you do is you draw in your convergence lines. Convergence lines are lines that go from the corners of your square rectangle to the vanishing point. They converge together. Right now it looks like we've got like a kindergarten version of a house, or in other words, we have a never-ending cube. Now what you do is you need to draw in a horizontal line, and this horizontal line is going to tell the viewer how far back your castle is. Maybe you've got a really, really long castle. Maybe you've got a really skinny castle. You can do this by drawing in a horizontal line, and then after that, you're going to erase the rest of the convergence lines. And now we have a cube. With the composition of this cube, or in other words, how we have this cube set up, we are telling the viewer that you are right in front of the cube and above the cube. And the way that we're telling the viewer this is because you can see the front and you can see the top, which means that you're above it. It is a bird's eye view. So since this is our castle drawing, we're telling the viewer that either maybe you're a giant walking up on the castle, maybe you're on a hillside or on a mountaintop looking down on the castle, maybe you're in a taller castle looking down on the castle. I don't really know. It's your story, it's your drawing. You get to decide that. But the point is that you are forcing your viewer to look in this perspective. With the castle drawing, once you place in your cube, now it's time to place in the castle details. I'm going to start off by showing you how to do the towers. The towers on the sides, you're going to want them to be equally thick. So I usually go about 1.5 inches to 2 inches, depending on how close my cube is to the sides of my paper. Then what you need to remember is that the towers are round, where the face of your castle is flat. So the tops and the bottoms of your towers need to be rounded off. Okay? That is extremely important. When we get to the bricks, same thing. The bricks that go horizontally, when you draw them in your towers, you need to make sure that you curve them. Next step, how to draw your bricks. The architectural design and structure of bricks is kind of mind-blowing. So if bricks were lined up straight up and down, the wall would not be structurally sound. That wall could be pushed over. But with bricks, they are staggered. And because they're staggered, it creates a lot of strength in the wall. So if someone was to put a hole in the wall of a brick wall, there's a chance that a lot of the surrounding areas could still be standing, but there's that hole. And that's just how bricks work, and it creates a lot of strength in the wall. So how I do this is I take my ruler and I line it up right down the middle of the face of my wall, and also line it up down the middle of my towers. And I measure them out evenly. So usually with a castle drawing, I measure them out at every 1/2 inch. Then from there, I line my ruler up, and then I draw in, on the face of my castle, I draw in straight lines, horizontal lines, as nice and neat as possible with my ruler, and line them up right on that dot, so therefore the thickness is even every time. All right guys, so just review. What I did was I lined my ruler up right in the middle and put a dot at every 1/2 inch. Now I'm going through and placing my horizontal lines for my bricks right through that line. Making it nice and neat and straight, as straight as possible. And then with my towers, then I draw on the curved lines. From there, then what I do is I place my ruler down vertically, find the middle where I place my dots, place my ruler down vertically, and then I draw in my odd bricks. So what I mean by odd bricks is this is an odd 1, this is odd 3, 5, 7, 9. And I place in that line 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 all the way down. You got to skip the even rows. Then what I do is I find the middle of this section right here and I finish up my odd sections. Then I move to the following over here and finish my odd sections. Once I'm done with the odd sections, then I move on to my even and place in my even. As long as you use a ruler, guys, and as long as you start from the middle and then work out with your bricks, you'll have nice even bricks. A lot of times the mistake the students do is they start off from the side, and then as they try to stagger them, the bricks aren't lined up and the bricks aren't nice and neat. So this is how you do it.
Now the next step is to draw in my vertical lines for my bricks. I'm gonna line up on those dots and I'm gonna draw a line on every other brick. I'm not gonna draw my lines down here because I'm gonna have a nice big door down here. But once I'm done with that, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the middle here and draw my other section of bricks right here. I'm keeping it in that same number of bricks. So line 1, line 3, line 5, line 7. I'm going to finish those first before I move on to my... I'm going to finish my odd bricks before I move on to my even bricks. So now that I have my odd 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, now I can move on to my even bricks, 2, 4, 6. So what I need to do is I'm going to find the middle here, 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 and here. That's where I'm going to place my ruler down, and then that's where I'm going to now draw in my bricks for my even sections. The towers, again, right down the middle, I need to place in a dot that is at every ½ inch. And then I need to freehand a curved line then place in my odd number bricks, and then again find that middle, and then place in my evens. And there's that. Here's a little trick that you can do. You can take something that's curved and you can place it right on that dot. And you can get your curved lines to look nice and straight by using something curved. So this is a little bit of a cheat. You could use maybe like a cup, or, you know, I just found something that was closest to me, which was this roll of tape. Well, it's important for you to remember to draw lightly in this process because there's a lot of lines that you're going to end up erasing. So for example, these convergence lines, like the ones that went all the way back to the vanishing point, I already erased part of them. Like that's just part of drawing in perspective. There's a lot of lines you're going to want to erase. So with that, it's my preference to draw in the bricks, then draw in my details, and then erase my bricks. Some of you might choose to draw in your details, then place in your bricks and work around your details with your bricks. I find it much easier to do it the other way. Totally up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start placing in my details that I have, and then we'll talk about coloring in just 1 second. Alright, so guys, I've got my windows in, I got my door, I've still got to do my sculpture, and I'm also going to make a little top here on the top of the castle. I'm going to fast forward, so therefore you can see the next step. Alright guys, so this is what I have. I've got my pencil drawing. It's a finished pencil drawing, which means that all the pencil lines that I want are there, and all the pencil lines that I don't want are gone. The next step is to go back over my pencil lines with an ultrafine Sharpie or a black colored pencil. Either one is perfectly fine. I'm going to go back over with a Sharpie just so that way it really stands out. But just to show you what I've got going on here, you know, I've got Bowser Castle. It's got a moat of lava. It's got its bridge. Down here, I have a pipeline, Mario sitting on top of Yoshi, and you see Bowser and the princesses run away from him. And then I've got a background that is really that Mario style. So really, what I've got here is I have a foreground, I've got a midground, and then I got a background going on. So therefore, it really creates that illusion of depth. So once I got it traced, I'll show you the next, once I got it traced, I'll show you what it looks like from there, and then I'm going to teach you how to color. So here I've got my final that is traced with permanent marker. I traced all the lines that I wanted, and the reason why I said last time to erase all of the lines that you don't want is because it's extremely important that you don't trace a line that you didn't want, because when it's done with permanent marker, you're stuck with it. So go and watch the how to color because that really applies to this. So the 4 things that I want you to think about is 1, gradual value change. Gradual value change as much as possible on everything. It's extremely important that we give the illusion that light is reacting to our picture. So when you apply gradual value change, it gives that illusion that light is hitting certain areas and making certain areas brighter, and in other areas there are shadows. The other thing is coloring in one direction.
Once you start a direction, finish in that direction. Don't change direction because it ends up looking like a scribble. It does not support your drawing. It steals attention from it, and that is something that we don't want. The third part is coloring in the whole area, making sure that you're not leaving gaps between your pencil strokes. Make sure you color in the whole area because it really makes it look nice and neat. And then last but not least, color inside your lines. Some students have a habit of just coloring over the black lines on the bricks, especially the bricks. Guys, don't do that, please. Reason being is because it dulls down the permanent marker and it, again, steals attention. You don't want a negative attention on your projects, okay? You want to do everything that is going to reinforce your drawing, okay? So make sure you follow those guidelines, make it nice and neat, and then here we go. I'm going to do an example for you so therefore you know what I'm looking for. I'm going to do the sky, and again, grad your value change, color in the same direction, color it all, and stay inside the lines. I'm going to start dark here, and then as it works down, it's going to get lighter. Alright, so here I've got my sky. It's dark blue to very, very light blue, almost to nothing. So therefore it's nice and light blue on the horizon line. And now I'm going to go ahead and color the rest. I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Again, try to get gradual value change in everything that you can get it in. Alright guys, so here is the final. It's got color, and the coloring has gradual value change. Everything's at gradual value change. The sky, the grass, the windows, I mean even Yoshi and Mario. If you take a look at Yoshi's nose, it literally looks like light is reflecting off of it. Guys, this is what I'm expecting from you. Do your best, come up with a great theme. The better the theme, the more fun this is to really put forth your effort and to finish it up with some really good craftsmanship. Make it look nice. So, guys, have fun and do your best.